Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this video for the full moon in Aries. So for those of you who are new, hello and welcome in. It's great to have you here. If you want to learn more about how to get the most out of these readings, the kind of energies I call in, the kinds of ways that I encourage you to engage with this material and your spiritual support team that we work with to get guidance for these phases and to learn more about ourselves, you can check out my tutorial video on how to get the most out of these videos. It's like a welcome video. It covers the things that I say over and over again and gets you caught up to speed with how to get the most out of what I'm offering. It's totally not necessary, but it is an option available to you if that feels good and aligned. So to those who are not new, hello and welcome back in. Thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate having you here. It is really fun to be able to offer this service as I'm learning more and diving deeper into this amazing modality of astrology, and the combination of it with the cards is just really super fun. And so I've been enjoying the guidance that's coming through and benefiting from it. And I know you guys have been commenting that you have as well. And it really means a lot to me. So just taking this moment, as I do every video, to connect with you and to let you know how much I appreciate you being here and how much of an honor it is to be able to be of service to you in this way. So let's talk about full moon energy. The cycle of a full moon is always going to give us the opportunity to celebrate. It's this pinnacle moment where all of the energy of a certain archetype is being celebrated, honored. It's at the fullest of its potential. So every time there's a full moon, it's always going to be in the opposite sign of where the sun is in. So each sign of the zodiac has an opposite. And the opposite of Libra, which is the solar season we're in, if you haven't watched my solar season Libra readings, which gives you more information about the Libra archetype and clues you in to where this energy shows up in your life, and of course gives you guidance to how to navigate this solar season, check those out. So the opposite of Libra is the energy of Aries. So the moon was new in Aries 6 months ago. And that's going to become more relevant. The 6-month period between phases, new and full, is going to be relevant next month because we have an eclipse. And eclipse energies typically last those entire 6 months, whereas the energy of the traditional moon cycles only lasts for about 28 days. So you'll see here that we're having this full moon in Aries, which is the opposite of Libra, on October 9th, and it's going to be happening at 16:55 Eastern time. And our energies here are going to be relevant until November 8th, which is when the full moon in Taurus happens, and that will be an eclipse. So that will be really referencing the last 6 months. But the full moon energy here, let's get back to that, is a celebration. The archetype of Aries is the energy of the beginning of the zodiac. It's this spark vibration. It's what gets everything into motion, into action. And it's the energy of passion. So we are going to be diving into where emotionally in your life there is a celebration of passion, and where energetically in your life, like where specifically is that celebration happening in your life. So how does it relate to the emotions, this celebration of passion, and where does it relate to you? So the two things that you're going to be watching for in these readings, you're going to be watching for 2 different alignments. Don't worry if you're not on the right video right now. I'm going to tell you how to find which videos to watch, and then you can navigate to the right video when it's time, when you're done watching this introduction. It's the same for everybody, okay? So the first reading that you're going to want to tune into is the advice for where the moon was when you were born. So you are going to need your birth chart. So on your birth chart, you're going to be looking for this symbol, and you're going to be looking for the astrological sign, the zodiac sign, that this symbol is in. If you do not know how to access your birth information, how to read a birth chart. I created a tutorial video to help navigate you through that system. You can go ahead and watch that tutorial video. Ask me questions at the end if you do not understand enough to guide yourself to the right videos, and I will be happy to explain. So you're going to want to know where the moon was when you were born, and you're going to want to watch the advice that's relevant for where the moon was when you were born. The other alignment you're going to watch for is where this full moon is happening in your life. To know where this full moon is happening in your life, you're going to look for 16 degrees, 33 minutes of Aries, and you're going to find which house that occurs for you. And then you'll watch that relevant advice. Again, if you don't understand what that means, that tutorial video will cover how to find out which house this is in for you. Now, I've created a new tutorial video to show you how to use the whole house system. I love the whole house system. I think it's very easy to explain, especially for people who are very new to astrology, and it makes it a lot easier to understand. So essentially, if you already know your rising sign, if you're using the whole house system, you can find out which house Aries is in by going through the zodiac from your ascending sign all the way until you find Aries. So my ascending sign is Virgo. Okay, so that would be the first house. The next sign in the zodiac is Libra, second house. Third house would be Scorpio. Fourth would be Sagittarius. Fifth would be Capricorn. Sixth would be Aquarius. Seventh would be Pisces. Eighth would be Aries. Okay, so you have to know the order of the zodiac, and you have to know your ascending sign to be able to utilize the whole house system to find out which house this is in for you. You can also utilize any other house system and just watch the advice that's relevant for the house system that you're watching. And if all of that went over your head, watch the tutorial video. It'll explain, okay? I don't want to leave you guys in the dust here, but I have been leaving little breadcrumbs and giving you videos that you can watch and access to help you navigate these understandings, these awarenesses, these readings. So we are going to be getting guidance from the Goddess Power Oracle by Collette Reid. And before we dive into the individual readings, I just want to let you guys know that there's many ways you can support me as I support you, as we support each other. You can join my chakra meditation service. It's on WhatsApp. It's only $14.40 a month. You can sign up at devotedandvulnerable.com/services, which is also where you will find my new chart reading services that I'm going to be offering. I'm very excited to roll out this service, and I'm also very nervous about it. I'm even having trouble talking about it because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally feel ready, and I'm really excited to dive into your chart with you. If you want to learn more about the uniqueness of you, the geometry of you, beyond what I offer in these free readings. And of course, you can always comment on the videos. That helps me with the algorithms and gets me out to more people. And you can always share this with people. And there's always the option to donate if you feel inspired to do that at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Link is in the description. Let's get to your individual readings. So this reading is for you if the moon was in Leo when you were born, and or if this full moon in Aries 16 degrees 33 minutes occurs in your fifth house. I'm going to draw a card from the Goddess Power Oracle now. So if you haven't already taken a few deep breaths, prepared yourself to receive this guidance from your support team, I invite you to do so now. Pause if you need more time. Here is your card. Came out pretty clearly. So we are going to get guidance from Green Terra, whose theme is salvation. The number is 18. You may see that number to validate this message throughout this lunar phase. The divine has intended you into being and given you the assignment to explore life through certain perceived limitations. You are meant to learn about life and all its complexities, especially learning about how to be in community with others. Green Terra, a Tibetan goddess also known as She Who Saves, says that you will never be alone in life's journey. This compassionate savior goddess of intimate friendship will ensure that the right people will show up for you at the right time. Green Terra reminds you that your needs will always be met. You don't need to know the how, as that is her domain. You just need to trust, and the goddess Green Terra will use her magic on your behalf. You are safe and secure and always in the care of the divine. Wow. I'm going to dive into how this relates to the moon alignment. If you're here for the house interpretation, please scroll ahead to that. So first, I'm going to let you know explain a little bit about how the moon in Leo relates to you in your life. So if you already know that information, just scroll ahead to the interpretation. So the moon represents the emotions, and the zodiac it's in represents how the emotions express. So how your emotions express is through the archetype of the Leo, the lion. Leo is a fire energy. It's a fixed energy, which means that it represents the fullness of a season. So it represents the fullness of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. And so you're like the fullness of fire. Your heart is like full fire within you. This is a powerful alignment. You are maybe emotionally dramatic, emotionally generous, emotionally confident, emotionally expressive, and emotionally encouraging. These are archetypes of the Leo that you might find you express through your emotions. So let's relate this back to Green Terra's message. Green Terra is here to help you to celebrate your salvation, help you to celebrate the fact that you are being taken care of, that you are being supported by your support team. That's what your support team's here to let you know, speaking through Green Terra. You are supported by them. They want you to know that. They want you to celebrate that. Celebrating the support of your support team is very important for you at this time. You're also being invited to celebrate the community of people around you, because this card talks about bringing the right people into your space. So you're going to celebrate the people who are already here and celebrate the coming of people who haven't arrived yet, but you know are on their way to you. You know, it's like anticipating a friend is coming over, but they haven't arrived yet. Except you don't know quite who the friend is going to be or when they're going to arrive. It's just going to be a surprise, but you know a friend is on its way. That's kind of the energy of what we're celebrating here. The great thing about celebration is you can celebrate things before they happen. And that's a lot of what's coming through in this reading with this full moon in Aries energy. It's like celebrating something that's still occurring but hasn't quite manifested yet. So you're celebrating those friends who are on their way. You're celebrating this support of the universe that is there for you. And maybe you haven't quite had a physical experience of this support, but you're being invited to celebrate it as though you've had that experience. And if you have that experience, please, please, please celebrate it. Your emotions are very expressive and dramatic, and that's great. We want to celebrate your heart, your emotions, especially the way that your emotions are being supported by the people that are coming into your space, and the way that your emotions are seen and supported by your support team. That's really the message that's coming through here. You are emotionally supported, and your support team is here, and they're sending more support in the physical realm to you. And that's what you're being invited to celebrate. Now, you'll look at where this is happening in your life to see where this support is being most offered, which area of your life, and where the people coming into your space are going to be most aligned to help you with at this time. Okay, that's what the where of this full moon is inviting us to see. Yes? So go ahead and watch that video. Comment, let me know how this is resonating, and as always, until next time, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste. So 16 degrees, 33 minutes of Aries occurs in your 5th house. I'm going to talk about what the 5th house represents. If you already know, you can scroll ahead to the interpretation. So the 5th house is the area of your life that deals with all things pleasure-oriented. So this is your hobbies. This is fun and games. This is casual vibes with others. And it's the energy of the first child as well. So this is the area of your life that you're being invited to celebrate. Whatever the moon alignment was for you, this advice is valid for your house of pleasure. So your emotions are being invited to celebrate whatever guidance came through for you in relationship to the house of pleasure. Additionally, we're going to go into the interpretation here of how this relates to our green tarot card. Wow. So when it comes to the things that bring you joy, you are being very, very supportive. You're being given the guidance through your support team, through Green Tarot, through me, to celebrate the support you're receiving in the area of your life that deals with pleasure, the support you're receiving with your fun and games, the support you're receiving with your hobbies. You are safe to explore your hobbies. You're safe to get into that creative flow. And you're being sent supportive people, because she talks about community. She talks about bringing people into your life that are going to help support you. So you're attracting and celebrating your attraction of people who are here, perhaps to support you in your hobby, perhaps to engage in the hobby with you, to have fun with, to play games with. You're being invited to celebrate the games you're playing with your community, and recognizing that this is an area of your life that's lit up right now. And particularly, you're being invited to celebrate. So I would say plan a game night with your closest friends, because this is just an aligned place of your life to be celebrating. Yes, definitely do that if that aligns and if that feels resonant. I don't have much more guidance here. Hopefully the moon message and alignment was really clear for you. If you have questions on how to relate the two, please feel free to reach out. I will be happy to connect the dots. But again, I'm inviting you to learn how to make your own connections, because the ability to make your own connections is going to level you up unlike anything I could ever share with you. All right, my dears. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.